My name is Ben Wofford. I serve as an editor-in-chief at Brown Political Review, and my article in the spring issue was called Good News, the New Journalism Funded by You. The pros are that one of the pros I explored is a journalism that's more reflective of a new incentive for readers to be involved in the story that's being reported. The phrase that was coined by an editor at The Guardian is called mutualized journalism, which accounts for readers and commentators and other outside authors and bloggers to respond and interact in this new dynamic that really could never have existed before the internet. And one of the themes I explore in the article is the blurring lines between journalism and the blog medium and how those things are affecting sort of mainstream journalism like network news. I think a con that I explored briefly is that this is a kind of journalism that's less accountable and more opinion-based and more of a commentary oriented idiom for talking about issues. Well, one of the things that I talk about in the article is the Krugman paradox, a term coined by a news analyst named Paul Ivan to describe the incongruity between high traffic web content and the lack of a successful advertising model. It's a perfect metaphor for describing how the advertising model that currently exists hasn't found a way to align high traffic with high advertising revenues. And it's a huge problem, and one that Andrew Sullivan was trying to solve by finding another way to market his blog to readers instead of advertisers. It's conjecture, but it's possible that the Krugman paradox is so named not by coincidence. I mean, Krugman is a kind of political journalist. He writes about economics, but idiomatically, the New York Times op-ed page is obviously very political. And so, journalism in particular is having a hard time selling ad space. Print journalism across all genres, ad revenue has plummeted almost at a 90-degree rate, and the growth in online advertising dollars, again across the board, speaking in terms of journalism at large, is anemic. Political journalism is a subset which I think has suffered more than the average. It's not valued as particularly lucrative real estate, and I think part of it is that political journalism, in a way, is less sexy than other forms of journalism. So BuzzFeed, for instance, is going to have an easier time selling advertisements than Talking Points Memo, which is a very hardcore, news-oriented blog journalism site that I talk about.